Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is G. Cole, and welcome to Homegrown, where I get to share with you some good music while talking to some great people. Hello world, hope you're feeling as good as I am. I want to big up all my homegrown listeners out there and welcome all the new listeners. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so we can keep you updated when new material is available. We will be posting new episodes bi-weekly. Want to thank everyone who has been listening and sharing. Please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please check out the website homegrownwithgcole.com to listen and for all things homegrown. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast, we are there. We're also very interactive. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at MyGCole. The video of this interview is also available on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is episode 111, and today we're talking industry, from media to production, the entire gambit. All right? My guest today, Jahmexi Productions, promotions, and legal. You, from my observation from a long time, cover different angles. I mean, a whole bunch of different angles of this industry. You know what I mean? And I like catching up with the folks who do what they do, see why they do what they do. So we're going to do the backtrack story in a minute, right?
Yeah.
But right about now, when we say Jahmexi, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of time, I always feel like people need to have their own little mantra and tagline that they throw to the world. You know what I mean? When we say Jahmexi,
Yeah.
what people supposed to expect just from the word Jahmexi when they hear about you? What are they supposed to expect?
All right. So my name is what it is. So Jah, is within me, M-E, X marks the spot in I. So me and Jah are one. And XI is Roman numeral 11. There's a Roman numeral 11, which we blaze the Vatican, by the way. But anyway, I and Selassie. So Jah works within me, X marks the spot in I, meaning I was chosen as one of the highly ones to come here on earth and mash up the place, man, and do righteous works.
Cool. You know what?
So,
I got
Jahmexi. And say my name is Janae, which is Hebrew. The root of Janae, which means God has replied. Right. So it's only suitable for Janae to blossom into Jahmexi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what's funny? It's funny. I over the years, I have, and of course, I'm sure I'm not the only one. People would assume, where did Jahmexi come from, right? Mm-hmm. Guess what I thought the Jahmexi came from?
What did you think it came from?
I felt like there was a merger between Jamaica and Mexico. Like you had
right.
Mexican heritage.
And
tell me, a lot of people don't think that.
Let me tell you a story real quick because stick up in on that. So back in the day when everybody heard Jahmexi, they thought Jamaican Mexican because everybody called me Mexi too. Anybody in the industry I go call me Mexi or say, you know Mexi. But I true say I'm not Mexican. I come from Spain.
Wow.
So Spanish, Italian, German, Cherokee, Indian, Irish, Dutch, I have everything and I represent all of we. And say we all lead up to black. So Ethiopian, pyramid time, Egyptian, and
you say conquer the globe.
Yeah, so the most important thing though is that I come from royal blood. So if any of you want to Google in Spain, they had the Aragon Solomonic dynasty. Mm-hmm. And basically we were the feds. We ran everything in Spain and Italy, but we operated on one thing, God's law.
Wow.
And Babylon came and overthrew and the Vatican and the New Order and this and that, and they overthrew my lineage and our royal blood straight up out of Ethiopia.
Wow.
So I know who I am, they know who I am, and all of Uno know who I am. So I come here to do big things. Thus, the reason my name Jahmexi and my name is Janae. And my dad named me. My daddy was only 19 when he had me. Mind you, he's a bass player and a singer. Stick up in on that. But I said, Dad, how'd you get my name? And he said, one day I just wrote it down and he spelled it different because mine's Jenae. Mm-hmm. And I say, where'd you get it from? He says, I don't know. I just wrote it and that was it. Done.
Wow.
So, and in a one baby picture I have up on my Instagram, I stood up for the first time. And if you look behind me, there was a lion behind me. So everything has symbolism, man.
Wow.
And so music in my blood. My daddy is a sexy hair band back in the 80s. If you think of like Scorpions, Bon Jovi, Metallica, all them tight wearing Levi, 501, skinny bass player and a lead singer. So He used to play in a band called Hot Pursuit, and he would have been big time. But you know what he do? He stopped to take care of me.
Wow.
And he raised me, not my mommy. Him raised me.
Wow.
And he used to take me to rehearsals. And while he's playing the bass and singing, he's rocking me and my little baby thing. So
While playing his instrument.
while playing and rehearsing with his whole band, you know. So like a rock and roll I grew up on, you know, and a rock and roll in my soul.
So the music's been in there from inception, from birth.
Yeah. So then, you know, of course, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, all of them. And I put it aside and I did the world thing. 20 years I did the corporate Babylon 9 to 5, dress up in a suit, put on makeup, a cake up, a fake up, and wear heels and all the fuckery, and slave for like 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and just do the Babylon thing because that's what they tell us to do. Work hard, play hard, you know. And so finally I was done giving my intellectual property to them to make them rich, and I decided, you know what? Me, I go rich.
Right.
And me, I go use my talent and my skills and my mind to do what I have to do.
I love that.
So you see me here now.
I love that. Yeah, I'll tell you this, though. Something you got to ask a question because everybody's got a story.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we undervalue the story.
Yep.
I want to side off of something that is not so much music.
Yeah.
But you mentioned, right? Pops. Right? Raising you,
Daddy.
taking care of you, right?
Yeah.
Which is the story that oftentimes we don't hear. You know, hear mom celebrate. Of course, I love mom. I'm my mama's boy. You know what I mean? But very few times, even if daddies are doing it, which a lot of them are doing it, daddies don't get the celebration.
Big up to all the daddies who man up and take responsibility and raise them kids and pay child support and go pick them up from school and try to comb their hair. Big up all of uno, you know.
Mad.
Because my daddy did it for me. And mind you, my dad is a master mason. And my grandfather too. So they can build a house from the ground up. So I'm used to carrying me out of the construction sites. And I had my little tool belt. And I used to take off the little covers to the plates, you know, when you paint the light sockets.
The outlets and them thing there.
Yeah, and I used to run the little masking tape along the baseboard. So even now I have more tools than most man. And me, I need a man for do nothing. Because I already, you know, we are talking about that still.
Fellas. She coming hard on fellas.
Yo, even him tell me, him say, yeah, go learn how to change your oil. Yeah, go learn how to change your tire because you ain't going to be stuck out at 2, 3 in the morning and have to rely on nobody. So, you know, I was raised around a month. So even though this is very important for Uno in our earth to understand Jahmexi, even though me's a woman and me's a Rasta woman at that, right? And me's a priestess and a prophetess and an empress and all of them things there because you know why? I've treaded through the Gideon and I've earned my right. But even though me's a female, Uno have to remember my mind is that of a man. Because my daddy trained me and my daddy raised me and him raised me like a son daughter. So I only had my grandma, which we give thanks for, Zane, and she took the woman's side. And then when I did 12, I meet my real mom and she come in. But by then it's too late now. I already start my thing. I'm a dip on the road and, you know, operate as the woman of the household because it was just me and my daddy.
Right.
And, you know, he's a musician, so I'm had enough women in and out. And I just
Big
had
up,
to
daddy.
play the thing, you know what I mean? I was like, now to play the thing so him can get the credit card and the money and all them something, you know, because my daddy bad. And even now him still have long hair and big driver. Big Harley, you know, so him bad man, him a wicked bass player. And when I go to Denver at the end of the month to go see my family, because all my family is still in Denver, Colorado, may I go have my daddy lay me 2 tracks.
Yeah.
May I go have him lay the bass line, and I'm going to just say, play whatever comes to your heart, and then may I go build 2 rhythm around his bass.
So he has not stopped playing.
He did stop playing, but he can still play.
Right,
and may I go buy him, he don't know yet, but when we get there, may I go buy him a Fender Jazz bass because that's what him want.
Jano.
So when we take him to Guitar Center and him get him Fender Jazz bass, we'll leave from there and go straight to the studio and I'm going to lay me 2, 3 bass track.
Daddy don't know you planning to come
and
hem him up with some bass lines, right, Joe?
Him not even know what going and him poor hands, like if you guys could see from him working, they're matted up. He don't even think him can play, but I know him can play.
Right.
So we're going to go straight to the studio, and I'm going to tell him, look, I'm just going to turn on the recorder, and I want you to play me whatever comes to your mind from your heart, and may I go just record my daddy And that's gonna be where I sample my bass things from.
Cool, no, man.
Zin?
Cool,
So
no,
yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're chopping it up right now with Jahmexi, and she ain't no joke. She ain't no joke.
No,
Listen,
sir.
let me tell you this. Let me say it's a vibe, it's an energy, and I really dig it. We hear how music comes into play because it's in your veins, right?
Duh.
You're from Denver, Colorado.
Yes, born
For
and
those
raised.
people who know about music, Denver gets its fair share of the reggae crowd coming through.
Yeah, man, we have
Alright?
Red Rocks.
Colorado.
Yeah, man, Red Rocks, Boulder, all of those things. And big up to Robbie out there in Denver because him book enough reggae long time. Black Uru, Lucci, everybody who's been through there, man. And there's a club, big up Cervantes too, because we play there and them was my partners in promotion. And Mountain Lion and everybody out there, Wayne, Jacama, Antonio, Jason, Sandra, love you, miss you. Everybody that me can think of, anybody on earth in Denver, all my family, I love you, I miss you every day with my heart. But, you know, say me dep on a mission, so I can't be there. But me, I go see you soon. And hopefully my daddy not hear this because they never say, you're not going to carry me in one blood clot studio. No. But him I go because him I go
So is your daddy into the reggae vibe like you are?
My daddy loves Bob Marley and he loves the old school, like, you know, you hear Pink Floyd, you think like Van Halen, you know, you think the legends, Michael Jackson, Prince, Jimi Hendrix.
So diverse in his musical love.
Yeah, and he was a cover singer. So like the song that started my career is Bon Jovi, Shot Through the Heart, but you're to blame. My dad used to sing that as a cover and him blew it off the charts, and that's what made his band famous, and that's how him start getting calls to like open for big shows.
Right.
And so when I was about 1 or 2, he just didn't want me to be with anybody and leave me with the little girls him around or whatever. So him give up the thing, man. I am give up in music for me, you know.
Right.
Me
That's
have to continue and me have to bring him back in it before him go, you know.
Right, I love that.
So his name I forever go be because I wouldn't be without him, you know.
Right.
And me are the seed and me are the strongest sperm, and I always tell him that and him laugh at me. And I say I'm destined to be here, and just say for be here. So here I am. And for those of you who know me, enough people in the reggae empire industry, you know, say who I am and what I come to do. And I love all of Uno. Even if I have to come after you and come in your pockets, I still love Uno. But me, I go expose the truth. So we are going to talk about that soon enough.
We gonna get in.
Reggae Empire, Jamaica, everybody worldwide, everybody in a reggae fraternity industry. You know what we are chat about, Jahmexi.
No, let me answer this. Pops is a bass player,
Yes.
right? And I love the rearview mirror, right? Because I feel like, truthfully for me, it gives me an insight into why you are who you, and based on what you're telling me right now, I understand, I get it.
Yeah.
So dad's a musician, your own music, you know, particularly playing other genres, but familiar with reggae. But right about now, your soul exudes reggae music, right? Talk to me a little bit about that reggae connection. What it is about the reggae and how did it come about with Jahmexi's like, yo, I just love this reggae, this Jamaican culture and all that. That's what I'm trying to get.
Lord God. Reggae come and snatch me up, you know. A reggae come kidnap me, you know.
There's a reggae jacked you, it wasn't the other way around.
No, man. Let me tell you, anybody who knows me can attest to this. Reggae is my heartbeat. And reggae are my life. Reggae are my soul. Music are my life, and music is my goal. Zin, so reggae just, you know, say me love all the music. Me love country, me love rock, me love dub poet, me love jazz, me love R&B, me love every kind of music because they're all art. And they come from artists, you know, and it's their story and it's their passion. So, you know, like I say, I was a rock and roll baby, so I grew up on that type of music. And then we had the whole hip hop and R&B era, and you know every one of them rhythms and every song. My head is like an encyclopedia when it comes to lyrics because you could just play any song on the earth right now, and I go sing the lyrics.
Right.
So when I started listening to reggae, my dad used to incorporate reggae, and when I started listening to it, it just really struck a chord in my heart, and I say, yo, it's almost like my soul was there before, or them come to me for whatever reason, because even the first time I went to Jamaica, never been there in my life, and as soon as I touched down at the airport, I knew where I was at, I knew where to go, I knew where not to go, I knew where to go find ganja, I know where to do this, and everybody I look at me and say, what? And I've never been there in my life.
Right.
And I stayed up on Red Hills, Marvelly Mountain, up by Zion Gates.
Right.
And I was passing by Zion, and I just stopped, and I feel like this is home. So from that moment on, Jamaica, my home.
Wow.
I leave everything here. I sell off everything, sell off my car, sell off everything. I move to Jamaica. And I was there for like 2 years. I set up shop, buy me a little Honda car. Everybody know my little Honda in Jamaica. And, you know, I even was homeless in Jamaica, you know. Even slept in my car in Jamaica, just like I slept in my car here too.
Right.
Enough Gideon tried me go through, but me do it, you know.
Right.
Me take that step of faith and say, for whatever reason, even if me crazy, call me crazy.
Right.
Jamaica, my home too.
Right.
I remember me come from Spain, so my ancestors used to be in Jamaica, Spanish Town, CNT, all over the place. So I must my Jamaica too.
Right.
So that's why I rep so hard for Jamaica. And anybody who know me, Jamaica are my home. If I had millions of dollars right now, I would have never stepped foot back at US.
Right.
Only to come see my family, and I would be there a yard or travel or Africa or somewhere else. Because US are Babylon, and we not want to be here no more.
Right.
But anyway, so you know, so Jamaica. A lot of people tell me too, and me can say this too confidently, and no people get offended because them say, you know, say you rep for Jamaica more than Jamaicans. And sometimes them tell me too, you're more Rasta than the Rasta, because if them literally see how me live my life every day on the earth, how me eat vegan, I tell, how me act on the streets, how me talk, how me walk, everything me do I represent Jaja.
Right.
And how much of them Rasta Jamaica can say everything them do I represent Jaja.
Right.
And them still am fish and chicken and all these things. No, sir. You know, so a Rasta government are mobilized right now at Jamaica, you know, that us big up Kalanje. Right. Miguel Collins, you know, say one of my biggest youth and biggest charge from long time. So we are go mobilize Rasta government, you know.
Right.
And I just buy a one big black, big bad BMW X6, black on black.
Cool,
Zin.
man.
Jaja bless me with it because of my good works and suffering, and I finally get it, you know. So me I go put bulletproof glass in it, and I'm gonna ship it a yard. So we are go mobilize.
Right.
And you know, say BMW have a one Babylon tires, so you can't give them the run flats. So them boy can't come see nothing, you know. And we are go right in there, you know. We not play, you know. We came to take over the place because, you know, say a time for the people to rise and Babylon to fall.
Right.
And what people not understand is all this is smoke screens to divide us, and we need to come together because it's a pyramid scheme. So if you have a pyramid scheme and you take out the bottom, the top fall. Then that's why Rasta like this. That's why we do this, because you see, that's our order. So the first thing we have to do at Jamaica and Jamaicans is get rid of the Queen. Then we have to come out underneath of the government and Pope and Vatican and puppet. Andrew up here, puppet. You hear me holding this here, puppet. Zane and all of them too.
Right.
Because them not do nothing for the country, and how them go bring in COVID and not give none of the poor people them no assistance.
Right.
Want to put in a 3-day, 4-day lockdown and not even give them no care package or no food, or tell them come get, you know, a 125 grand or nothing. At least we get a stimulus check. What Jamaica get? Not nothing.
Right.
Them Babylon need to come out of the system, you know. And
It's
them
amazing.
know
It
say,
never changes over the years.
and them know me, you know. Don't forget, Sam, he's on the Department of Ministry of Industry's Reggae Entertainment Partners with Popsy Grange.
Right.
My man, I forget that. Anytime Andrew Holness or any of them have anything in a government, me am invited and me go.
Right.
So them know me know them. And it's our time. And you know, all of Uno JDF and all of Uno constables and all of you guys who are corruption. Let me tell you one thing. You better use your power and use it for good. Otherwise, you go fall with the rest of them. All of Uno JDF and all of Uno bad breed constables in Jamaica.
Message.
All of you corruption politician.
Message.
All of you JCap Jams, Jaipo, Tad's Records, VP, Green Sleeves, Zane V Pal, all of Uno are gonna get what Uno deserve. And I remember Jahmexi are gonna be part of that, Zane.
Jahmexi, ladies and
Big
gentlemen, dropping it like
words.
it's hot. Let me ask you this now, because we're talking about Jahmexi Productions, publishing and legal. Let's start with the production, right? Talk to me about getting into the avenue of production.
Oh Lord! So Jahmexi Productions started as my media. It was my media / my music, because when I first started, let me just back up a second because everybody want to know this. The reason I really got into reggae is because I was a fan. I started as a fan, plus I'm a female.
Right.
Plus me love Rasta man, them sexy. Zine, and I love Jamaica man them. But if you not yo, them used to tease, say me used to live at Jacksonville, and yo, fire upon that, But I used to live at Jacksonville and Mixed Master Prince, big up, and all the uno, them used to say, Jahmexi nah go on without a turban, because them youths now so urban. And them used to tease me, and I knew Coach's song that, big up Chief.
This is in Jacksonville.
Yeah, man. So, say if you don't have dreads and you don't have a beard and you're not sexy, and on my bed, I can't deal with it, But anyway, so I started as a fan, and, I get backstage, and I was one of them little girl, and then I learned the thing.
Right.
So it's like you start from the ground and then you learn and you work your way up and then you see if it suits you or if it not suits you. I'll tell you this. Me, I go down in history as one of the only female in a reggae or in the music industry period that do everything that I do.
Right.
So the production piece, to get back to your question now, that's because I do media. So I've done media for Jamboree, Rebel Salute, King Shango show, St. Mary me come from. I did Buju show when them come out of prison. I do media for that. I go do media for Best of the Best. Me about to fly to Jamaica, do media for Sumfest. I go to Chicago and do media for Mr. Martin show. He puts on the IRAMA Awards.
Right.
And speaking of that, I just talked to him today, and he want me to be, come partner with him and put together some more reggae on the board. And he wants me to come in on the board for the actual Reggae Music Awards. IRAMA.
Big up IRAMA.
IRAMA, So, those things. So I've done media for a long time, and that was one of my things to get in. I do pictures, I do interviews, partner with Hype TV, Johan, big up. A lot of people in Jamaica, and we just bring the content to the people because everybody loved the content, and so I used to go to the shows. We would film their performances, go backstage, do interviews, so I would give people access, and they really loved it. So I was like, all right. And then I say, my daddy play bass. I don't play no instrument, but I sing and I have a good voice, my voice on my voice. And everybody for years, like I worked in a call center, and I was the manager, and we used to do collections and sales and everything. So I've had to use my phone voice for years. And every time I talk to anybody, me can sweet talk them into anything, Me could sell anything. Me could sell a paper clip. Me could collect your credit card if you owed me a bill.
Right.
I would have talked to you and me would have get anything I want, So everybody tell me your voice, your voice, your voice, your voice. So I said, all right, fine. So me start mess around with Fruit Loops and Pro Tools, and I say, all right, me go buy me a little machine and a laptop, and and me get a one Shure mic, the old school nice Shure mic,
right.
Good vocals, clean, and I say, all right, me go try a thing. So I'm gonna put a couple of remixes together, just screwing around, and they went viral.
Wow.
Like me do a collaboration. You could have pulled it up on YouTube and play it too, but it's where Dada. Back in the day when Dada was burning the fire on everybody, right? Then, the song, Oh, Bombo Clad. Yep. So I'm going to take the two and I'm mash them together and I'm make it like him and Dada was having an interview and they were talking. So you can go on my YouTube at Jahmexi, and you can see all these videos. But I do that and it went viral and it blew up. So I'm like, Jaja. So I start use, sorry, see, here's my water now. Judge Almighty, excuse me. So I'm going to start use Ableton now, and I really love Ableton. So I start teach myself how to produce. And then I get Studio 5. And if for those of you who don't know Studio 5, a brand new something, it's from Studio 1, but Studio 5 wicked.
Wow.
Take clean, clear vocals, and it come with Notion. So anywhere you go, you can print your sheet music, and you can give to a band to play.
Wow.
So one night, we're going to talk about this because then this is the good time to bring in the surprise.
Right.
So one night while homeless in Denver, in the wintertime, mind you, living in my car, I was there at Walmart parking lot at like 3 a.m. And I had this little app on my phone, free samples, of course, because, semi-illegal and publishing. But yes, they're free samples with unlimited use, by the way. But anyway.
You gotta know how to navigate.
Me start play around with it, and me take some things and me just drop it from different places and put it together. And this rhythm was born. And this, mind you, was about 7 years ago. So when I went to Jamaica one time, me and Clevie, Steely and Clevie, me and Clevie are reason, and I say, yo, I had a vision, and I want you to help me with my first rhythm because I don't know what I'm doing. And I just tell him straight because remember him, I do a what a bum bum and all these things, and a Clevie.
Right.
And my brethren, you know. So I'm like, all right, Jahmexi, I'm just so busy. So we get to it. So about a year later, I'm going to come back again and say, all right, I got everything, you know, I think I'm ready.
Right.
So I'm going to say, all right, send me the file. So I'm going to send him the file and him say, what? Clevie, I say, what?
The Clevie, you know.
So
real deal.
So I'm going to say, all right, I'm say, I have something. And I say, I knew I did. You know, I just sat on it. And so I said, all right. So I give it to Clevie and I explain to him what I want. So him I kick the drums. I kick the drums and put him in little boom boom and then bounce and them things that he's trademarked for. So I say, all right, I need some horn and trumpet. So guess what I call? The only one is Dean Fraser.
Cool, man. Large up Dean.
Yo, big
every
up
time.
Nadine. So anyway, so I call Dean and I say, all right, Dean, I need you to play something. So I make him hear it and I give him my idea and what the project is. So I play something. And he send it back. I mean, I really like it too tough, you know. Other Dean and me say, Jaja, what may I go do? But me, you know, me go from my heart and say, all right, you know, don't blow so hard and take out the one that sound like a snake on this, cause you know the flute, you know. So me orchestrated and him come back the second time now, perfect.
Right.
And then I have my guitar player, him named Danny from Rising Lion. I manage them too. He's been a touring all over America for 20 years doing reggae covers, but I'm a wicked lead and acoustic guitar player. When you hear Danny, it reminds you of Jimi Hendrix / Bob / Prince.
Wow.
And so I let him hear the rhythm and him lick something tough on it. And so him send me back him tracks. And I say, all right, so I'm going to lay this track. And me orchestrate it. I say, all right. So I'm going to send it to Clevie and say, all right, use 1 minute 1 through 1 minute 9. Cut it. Use 1 minute 14 through this. I'm going to orchestrate the whole thing. And then I say, all right, so Magic Finger. Big up Owen Renelis, Jack Hero, BSC, and my BSC. Me dub him Magic Finger.
Right.
So I am with Clevie, of course, because them up a Smoky Vale studio, big up, same way. So I'm say, all right, play the bass line and play it from your heart because it's for my daddy. You know, a dedication to my first song, of course, about bass. Usually drum line are the heartbeat and my tune bass are the heartbeat. So him lick the bass, man.
Cool,
and then put it down. So I say, all right, we have something now.
Right.
So everybody send me their tracks. And mind you, I record all in 432. Blaze 440, blaze the system, because if anybody know a real producer and a real musician, we are record and we're playing 432 frequency.
Right.
So all of it recorded in 432. So I get back everything, I mash it down, I say, all right, take out this flute, do this, ray. Put in this on the beginning, put in this key, blah, blah, blah. So me orchestrate everything, cleave it down, mix and master it. And then the reveal rhythm was born.
Right.
So the reason I name it the reveal rhythm is because it'll go reveal Jahmexi and it'll go reveal itself in the proper time. So mind you, this is 5 years ago. So me have been sitting on this rhythm for a long time until me feel ready, because me is one of them where I don't move or do anything unless my spirit say. Right. Just like how I, Wayne, won't go on stage, or Dada, no one will go on stage or ready till them spirit say them ready, or them ready, you know. Me are the same way. So everything in a due time, in a due order. So I'm going to say, all right, may I go put this together. And when you hear it, it reminds you of like, you almost think Battleship, and you think like the time has finally come. And it's almost like the curtains are come down, and it's almost like Jaja come down. Cool, and you open up the thing and say, all right, now is the time.
Reveal.
So it's a reveal rhythm. So that's how it was born. So
your plan is going to be a juggling?
So what me I go do is I'm going to voice my first ever single in a earth on it. So I'm gonna kind of do kind of like, this is my idea. So I'm going to come out and drop my single. And then I'm going to release it about 3 months later as a reveal rhythm collection, compilation.
Gotcha.
And I go get big people that are, of course, Richie, and enough other people that are my clients and my brethren and my people from long time. Because remember, say I've been in this business 22 years.
Right.
I might not look that old, but I am. You know?
Listen, I've been doing this. Doing this.
So anyway, but I want to make them hear it because it hasn't been heard before besides little snippets here and there. And we did try to do it on a couple interview, but it was always like the interview did get messed up, and so it wasn't the proper time. But like how now when I go back to Jamaica, because I'm going to do media for Sumfest, so may I go back to Jamaica July, I'm going to go back to the studio and I'm going to drop my vocals because my idea is my birthday is September 5th. So I want to drop my single on my birthday. And then that way, in such a time when I get everybody else on it who I want on it, get it mixed and mastered and then drop that too.
Nice.
But the key is, because all of Uno know I'm in legal and publishing, none of Uno can do any dubs on the reveal rhythm. None of Uno can sample it. Nobody can use it unless you call me and get permission. And if I find it, I go take it down. So don't play with me because all of Uno knows I'm serious when it comes to that. All right, so
here you go.
May I go line it up.
I think it don't go no further.
Oh,
so
give me this. All right, so let me see if we can line it up. I want to premiere this, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jahmexi's gonna Marilyn Wagwan. And again, for all those people, and it was crappy earlier, it's back to be normal right about now. So most of the people, if you feel like it, you can hop on over to YouTube. But I think we should be good right now. All right, again, big up the Massive and Crew watching on Jamaicans.com. Those people watching on Facebook, those people listening all over.
Where's it at?
Let's see. I think that's at the top. At the top of that.
Oh, you know what? This is a rugged phone case because I drop it all the time. I don't know if it'll go work.
It not fit. Hold on, this is some.
Here,
Another headphone that. Hold on. Another headphone. What is it, iPhone?
No. Nah, man, we blaze iPhone, a Babylon phone that iCloud and you know, see the Illuminati Them I go hack the cloud and all the biometrics and everything them have for Uno. So you have to get rid of iPhone and come on Android. That may I tell you.
You know, I don't think it's not a jack this.
Yeah, man.
A jack that?
A phone jack though. No, an audio jack. Let me see.
Yeah, slide it to the case real fast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on Marilyn. Again, tell your friends to tell their friends to join us. We're chopping it up right about now with Jahmexi. All right, she got a brand new production that she's gonna share with us. We're trying to line up the thing because you don't know the thing exclusive. Like I said, it's in the vault. All right, nobody's seen it, nobody's heard it. Not even the musician them will play upon it. All right,
are them alone who hear it?
Them alone know go on.
I don't see.
So right about now we gonna figure it out. All right, we're gonna figure it out. But chopping it up again with Jahmexi, and it says Jahmexi Productions, publishing and legal. So right now we're talking production. Right?
Yes.
Because that's the avenue that we're getting into right about now.
It not fit. You need a regular one.
A regular one is?
No, man, that's not a regular phone.
And a regular phone?
No, earphones.
Right, this man.
That one too big.
Look.
Yeah, but that one too big to come in here, so. Lord God, we usually don't say that, but you know. Lord have mercy.
That's so bad. That's the only one.
A next one.
That's the only one.
All right, we are go do it. No,
so hold
man.
on. What kind of phone is
this one? This one is yeah, but it a one different.
Because you might have to go what?
Yeah, that one work.
That one they loose.
So I have to go use this one now.
That one they looser, all right? So that phone's been around the block.
Or that may I say? Lord God have mercy, I don't even know what to say.
Jano.
Hold on, all right, we are sorted out now.
Again, tell your friends to tell their friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're chopping it up with Jahmexi, and we always try a nice little vibe, a nice little reason, and see what's going on.
All right, it's gonna be ready. So you let me know when you're ready. Turn it up, man.
It now play through that. Play through your speaker. It in?
Mm-hmm.
You might have forgot to take off the case again.
Oh, let me see.
You might have forgot. Yes. Oops. Slide off the case and then stick it in.
All right. Let me see. Is that still through my phone?
Yeah, it's not in fully.
Hold on. Lord God, up here. Up here. You see, Babylon? You see how them are fight me, man? Them not saying, no, man. You're not come with the big bad rhythm right now.
Is it?
You're not gonna let them know what's going on the earth, man.
But hold on, if the two phones are the same thing, I have the same problem.
I don't know. It
Right,
say
like
it's in, but it don't show me the phone jack. We are gonna try it same way.
Hit play again.
All right.
Say something.
Okay.
Let's see if we're connected.
Yeah, man. It did it, man. Yeah, hear it?
Yep.
All right. So we are gonna start it, but me are gonna explain. So remember, say the song I dedicated to my daddy because up here BSC. Hold on a second. Let me.
We're getting ready for y'all.
Can you tell people where this is again? Because
they're trying to find it?
Yeah, they're trying to find it.
Tell them to hop on
Facebook and these things.
Yeah, they can either just go to Facebook and type in @myGcole, or the best bet is just go YouTube and type in Homegrown with G Cole. Homegrown with G Cole on YouTube. You can't miss it. Can't miss it. All right, now turn it down.
Them say you can't have me. They don't see me on YouTube.
All right, you know what? Unplug it because I can hear him, and you know, on the word hear him talk now.
No,
so.
man, that's all right. I Barrington leave you that, man. I daddy that. Big up Roses FM in Jamaica. Big up Barrington.
Large up.
Because what does them say? Black roses in my garden.
Cool, no, man.
All right,
the legend.
Yeah, man, the legend himself. All right, so we're ready when you're ready. So remember, Clevie and Magic Finger, Owen Renellis, BSC, Dean Fraser, Danny, Rising Lion, and Jahmexi. So first time I go let this play on the earth. So ready? Yeah. Enjoy and pay attention to the rhythm them. Jahmexi. Tetragrammaton, you know? We say the time has. What you say?
Run it.
Turn it up. No, that been on my rhythm, you know. Because the Jahmexi rhythm is so I have to keep talking, you know. Reveal rhythm. Bassline heavy. If you notice, you have the kicks. And here go Danny and Dean. Big Bad Fraser. Rebel in the Gideon, tough like obsidian. May I give you a little piece, but when I give you a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But you have to go listen because this thing I kick, man.
I like it.
So you see, the time has finally come. It's almost like the Lord is coming.
I like it. I like it.
Hear the guitar in the background. Now a hymn solo I go come up, Danny. And hear the bass line. This is my favorite part. How I feel. Very bass heavy, because again, my daddy.
Big up Pops.
But you have to go see how it ends. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man, are wicked. So, the reveal rhythm that, ladies and gentlemen.
Final
reveal. I released September 5th. Jahmexi first single is in. So, yeah, man, a very BS heavy. So, you see, when I say you hear it, my guitar player I come in, so you think I want Bob Marley meets Jimi Hendrix meets style.
It's funny you say that, right? Because that's what I get that vintage vibe from it, that real old school rockers kind of a vibe from it.
The real reggae vibe.
Yeah. Big up all the musicians. Big up all the musicians. So we have to separate and dismantle Jahmexi phone them. Right about now, the phone them in a shambles right now because we have to get the rhythm tuned by all means necessary. So this is going to be your first release production as Jahmexi.
As Jahmexi, the artist, yes. I've had enough works that I've been in behind the scenes and maybe did some background vocals and Ray this and that. But for Jahmexi as the artist, are my first production and tune. Being I am who I am, if I'm gonna go in this realm now, I have to come out hard, man, because everybody I go expect it from me. I can't be who I am and as big as I am, even if it's in my mind. If I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I went to the greats, and this is my idea. I orchestrated the whole thing from the finger sliding to the drums, to the orientation, to the 432, to the tempo.
So when you say production, you really produced it.
Yes.
It ain't no Diddy thing where you're just going there and buy
No, man. I'm the executive producer. Clevie master it. And everything on my orchestration. They were session musicians. I pay them to do the thing because, say Jahmexi open,
Right.
Everybody who know me knows I'm open. So I pay them and I give them their publishing, but me own the master, me own everything in that first Jahmexi production. So me, I go release my first single, 100% myself. And me is a publisher, and me is a distributor.
Right.
And
let's get into that. Talk to me, because again, we said Jahmexi Productions. That's Jahmexi Productions right there.
That's one
and
entity.
And we talk publishing. Let's slide over to the publishing side of things because it's something that a lot of reggae and dancehall musicians have suffered lately of not having the publishing over the years of not having your publishing right. Talk to me how you got into the game now of publishing and exactly do you just do for you, or if there's other artists out there that need help with publishing, can you help them with that?
Of course I can. So what happened is I kind of got tied into it on purpose and by accident. And when I say that, I mean I was always around in the industry. I would get invited to conferences, to different programs, to all these things. So I would join them and I would just learn. And so I said, you know what? I do legal anyway. Remember, 20 years I worked for Babylon System and I was a manager in collections and bankruptcy. So I do legal anyway, and I say, all right, say I can do big things at this. And I started finding a lot of errors and finding this and that. And I say, maybe this is my calling. So when I started really getting into it, I had to stop myself for a minute and I had to pull myself away because fear kicked in, because I saw the level and complexity of the people I was dealing with and who I was going to go up against, whose food I'm going to take from their families, from their kids. But they didn't deserve it in the first place. Right. So it took me, I warred with myself morally for a long time, and I stayed away from it because I feared for going in. Who am I? Just Jahmexi. I don't have millions. I don't have billions like these big company. But them thieves. And Jaja said, don't worry. I'll protect you. Do it. So me get a back and forth, and people that call me, and I'd help them out there, here and there, register for BMI, Sound Exchange, this and that, because I went to all their programs, and I'm on the boards. I'm partners with DistroKid, Song Trust, BMI, PPL, PRS, anybody you can think of. And I've built and established these relationships for 22 years. I started working on publishing probably about 18 years ago. So I say, all right, how I'm going to know everybody in the reggae industry, I'm going to work my way up on that side too. So everything's kind of running concurrently and running in the way it should. I'm going to start build my network and DJs and dubs. And that's what I did a lot too for the production. Just to go back, I would cut a lot of dubs for everybody because everybody knew I wasn't a thief and them could send me their money. I'll get the dub, get back split and dry files, get a little video, and send it back to them, and then release the money. And everybody knew they could trust me. So I cut dubs. I still cut dubs. Every day I cut dubs. So all uno, if you need a dub and you not want to lose your money, you call Jahmexi, you get through. And any artist you want, veteran, new. The only thing is, me not deal with bad breed artists, uno. You can go find your own money because me not go support uno. But anyway, back to the publishing now. So I say, all right, so I war with myself and I give in, I surrender. I say, all right, fine. If I'm going to be the only one with balls to do this and I'm a girl, let me do it. I'm a woman, so I do it. So I say, let's do it. So the next day I get a call from a one big client in our Earth of Reggae. And I say, Jaja Star. Wow. And so it started. And it started. And I say, all right. And then so I start build the thing, I start get into it, I start learn the legal of it, I study their contracts, I study their composition clauses, I study their terms, I study their percentages, I learn how they plug in things in the system and how it feeds on the back end to make sure that everything matches and everybody I get paid. And I learn how to make 7 to 8 different income royalty streams out of it.
Right.
So I learn the system, and I get the blueprint, and I get the key from the back way. And we now like to say back way at Jamaica, but say we go, we learn the blueprint. So in other words, we get the keys to make everything link.
Right.
So that no matter what click, stream, play, download, anywhere on our earth, y'all go track it and y'all go get paid.
Right.
So I say, all right, I'm good with this. So I'm just start do it, and then I start get phone call, client.
Right.
And we say, all right, so, there so it day. So, I started getting into it and working, and then I start exposing all these people. And I start looking at publishing records. And, this goes back 10, 15 years, back when people didn't know what they were doing. They were trying, and they put it in there, but they didn't understand what they were doing.
Right.
So about 3 years ago, the publishing systems and all of everybody came together and say, we have too much corrections of records. So they changed the old system to the new system now, which is called the PI system. So you have a PI and you have a composition. And everybody that did anything, whether they breathed on it or whatever, is called a contributor. No more writer, producer, author, choreographer, because everybody was getting confused when they were registering their records. They didn't know what that meant. So they changed it to, if you did anything, contributor. And out of the pie, of 100% pie, how much does Uno get? So whether you get 10, he get 15, he get 15, you get 20. You break everybody up on the pie. You have a split sheet, and we're going to get back to that. But you have a split sheet, and you register it, and then it's a right publishing record.
Right.
But to go back to that, back in the day, everybody are brethren, and they're just, want to get the music out, and you might be, smoking and holding a vibe in the studio, and you just have a bunch of artists there, and you come in and pull a real rock rhythm or one of the one drop rhythm or whatever rhythm, taxi, any one of them, and them just come and do a dub plate or them do a recording. Well, they don't think about the complexity of that, and all of them been doing it for years like nothing are wrong. Right. And did you know, say every artist that dropped a dub plate in our earth should have been recording their dub plates. They might lose a whole heap of millions.
Even though it's a work for hire situation and pay for the dub plate up front, they should have been recording that.
Yeah, because let me go back to the beginning, because this is very, very important. And if one thing that may leave my legacy in our earth is that may I go teach Uno. And my services aren't cheap, and it took me a long time, but may I go tell you guys, because I'd rather you do know than you don't know.
Right.
So when you first step foot in the studio and you have people, even if you have just a piece of paper, you should have split sheets on hand. So you can say, all right, John, Joe, Jack, Jim are contributors, and you all agree. You each get 25%. All right, each of you sign real quick, snap your ID, done. Quick and fast. Split sheet done. Now you're good. Now you can get to the fun part, make your rhythm, record your song. Build whatever you go build. So now you master it and you're ready to put it out, distribution, and you're ready to register it. Well, the split sheet is what we create the legal record off of. So we go in now with everybody's IPI number, which is their publishing social security number, I call it. Anytime you register as a writer with BMI, ASCAP, PRS, any one of the world societies, you get a number. That is your social security number in essence, or your TRN number in essence for music. So you register everybody, you put their percentage, and you file the record. Now that record goes out to the 138 societies in the world, and it's registered on the front end. That covers your contributor share and your publisher share. If you don't have a publisher, if you're with BMI, they collect it for you. If you're with ASCAP or one of the other ones, they don't collect it. So you guys are missing money there again too. So you have to make sure that you know your contracts, and you have to make sure that you know what company you're with, so that hold on a second. So that you know you're not losing your money, because that's where a lot of the artists lose their money, is like they're with ASCAP and don't realize that they need a separate publishing entity. So anyway, we can get into that later. But the point is, you register the record and now it's ready to be put for sale. So when you put it for sale now, whoever the producer is, say they agreed to just split it 25-25, using the same example all the way. So when you put it for sale now, since they all agreed that they each have a piece in the master, you put it for sale, you sell the track for 99 cents, and you divide up the money 25, 25, 25, simple.
Right.
So every time that track sells, everybody gets paid. Every time it streams and it's longer than 30 seconds, you get paid. Everywhere on the earth it go, you get paid. And when you put it on YouTube and it have content ID, if another DJ come find it or want to sample it or lick over your rhythm, yeah, go get notified and yeah, go get paid. So it's a process, and the process is easy, but you just have to know what you're doing, and you have to have the right publishing systems, and you have to have the right agreements. And what happened way back in the day is you would have maybe a smart producer, or, you know, the artist didn't know anything. So that what I'm finding is like the producer would have registered 100% them.
Yep.
And only list the person as a performer, but never give them their percentage.
Right.
Or sometimes you find like 10, 12 years ago, none of these rhythms were even registered. I found songs that are big, huge songs that you would have think should have been registered. They're not even registered. They're registered on distribution, but they're not registered on publishing.
Right.
And then when you get to all these distribution companies now, you know, VPAL, Green Sleeves, VP Records, Tad's Records, Richie B. Old Company, all of these old school distribution records, their agreements are ridiculous. I mean, I'll go say it again. Their composition clauses, 10-year deals, 5-year deals. You know, you bring in Westbury, you bring in Roynet, you bring in Universal, you bring in BMG, you bring in all the big bad boy them. Me find stuff whole of the time that you wouldn't even think of. And that's when I say, me did tell myself, Jahmexi, yeah, open a big can of worms. And you say, Jahmexi, yeah, I'll go up against big people with our big money. But you know what? I'm not doing nothing but the truth. I'm exposing the truth. I'm going back and correcting records the way they should have been in the first place.
All right.
And if anybody say that I'm taking food out of their pocket, like I said in the beginning, that food should have never been in your pocket. It should have been in my producer's pocket,
Right.
or my artist's pocket, or whoever I represent's pocket. So this is where it coming crazy now, because sometimes I call people in the industry because I may have something for them.
Right.
I found something. Or one of my DJs wants a dub, or one of my DJs wants to lick over their rhythm, or one of my DJs wants to sample. So they don't know whether I'm calling because I found money or whether I'm calling to take money. Because everybody in our reggae, they call me the Black Book of Reggae. So when people see my phone,
Right.
me a call, everybody answer. And if they don't, they call me back within 10 minutes. I can guarantee you.
Let me ask you this, because we talk about we talk about those entities that you have to go up against, and you had to make that peace with yourself, knowing that, you know what, I'm gonna go up against these giants, I'm gonna go up against these entities, because that's what they've been doing, and they've been doing for a long time. And your cause for concern came from knowing that, you know, they'll come back at you or whatever. Have you had retaliation? Have you had any form of situation where them saying, hey, Jahmexi at you? Yeah, like you said, you taking food out of their plate. In this case, it's not out of their mouth, it's out of the excess, because they already got a lot. So talk to me. Have you gotten retaliation come against you because of that?
So yes, yes I have, because say them try to kill me off already, them try to poison me.
What?
Big wigs come to me. I've had enough life threatening encounters. Them try to stab me one time at Jamaica. Enough things I've went through, but my thing is I'm protected by a force and an energy that's greater than anything on this earth. And my DNA is built different, so nobody can do nothing to me until my time. And when I really realized that and believed it, I had to believe it, that I was like here to do a mission. And I say, it don't matter if I don't have no money. It don't matter if I don't have what they have, because you know why? I have the one thing that they don't have, the truth.
Wow.
And how can you go up against the truth? Because the truth is irrefutable.
Right.
You can't change what happened. You can cover it up. You can lie. You can produce records. You can pretend to make rhythms over people. Who may attack big people. Zin, Mango Juice, big up Dub Lab Productions, Zin Kalanji, big up, a big squeeze, a big up Prophecy, a big up Jador, a big up Egyptian, Bascomex, Turbulence, Moja. Even though say my mother you Moja because your blood clot do a Fire King song and you're a Rasta to far eye, you should have do a Fire King song about a ganja tune, a Rasta.
With a Moja.
You must say your mother Fire King with a whole bunch of girls that dance and ray. Say embarrassment to the Rasta community, and say I call him and say, yo, Mr. Owen Moncrief, what happened to you, man?
What was his response?
Say me hot right now, Jahmexi, and say me a big man and it's going and this and that.
Is it real? You think?
Me say him do it as a publicity stunt because me say, yo, you're a Rasta and you remember you came off a stronger and you're Rasta ways and Bobo Hill and this. I say Fire King should have been a ganja tune. So trust me.
So it's just a hype thing. It's just a publicity thing. It's not that the rest change. Right?
Nah, man, I want publicity stunt. Because if you see him just release a new tune back to Rasta now, because, say me, I cuss him, and enough people I cuss him. And anytime, let me tell you something. Anybody who know Jahmexi, I built my brand and I built myself and I built my label on principles. And I don't support bad breed music.
Right.
I love every artist, TJ, Alkaline, Vibes, all of them. Even Six Boss, the Fat Boy youth, man, I know him name, but whatever. Them will call me and say, Jahmexi, you could have helped me on this and that. And me say, say no, and then want to give me money.
Right.
And me turn down money because I don't support their music.
Right.
And I don't support what they stand for. I say, come back to me when you have a righteous tune or you tell a message or something, and I'll help you 120%. But even like when Dada, hold on, Stone Lover call me, big up Dwayne Powell live. Me dep on my interview, but so me have to answer for you, my G. Wagwan. Yeah, man, me dep on the live, big bad Stone Love, big up Jamaica, Power calling, man. All right. Aile, all right, yeah, man. Soon link you. So, say when I say I'm the Black Book of Reggae, I have enough respect and my things run deep, man. So,
how difficult was it to come by that respect, though? Cause all people stay. All people stay. We hold on to that respect, and it's hard to give it up. How was it coming by that respect from the masses then?
And say me a woman too, and them I go say, oh, she a white woman. Me not white, Yes, I have white in me, but me's a brown and me's a black woman, and my spirit come from the Almighty.
Right.
And we come from Nibiru and space.
Right.
So them probably just say because of my color and them see me in media and these things, them just automatically, I think, I have money and them rate me, you know. But when I really start getting in the industry and they see me on the streets of Jamaica and going to studios and cutting dubs and up and down with the artist and them see them, I carry me and we VIP and we backstage, them start to look and say, who is this Jahmexi? She always did it, man. Who is she, man? She always in halfway tree. I walk with her Bob Marley backpack, you know, before me buy a car.
Right.
Me used to take dollar taxi, bigs up, Red Hills, big up, Price Right, all of them, you know, downtown. Me did do the streets.
Right.
So in Jamaica, if the streets don't know you, you're not go bust. And if the streets don't back you, you go have problem. And all now, me can drive it down halfway tree, Sovereign, Legany, everywhere. Anytime I drive a country, me beat my horn, everybody, yo, Jahmexi, Rasta, go, and them I run up to clean my window, and them nah, man, don't even pay me.
Wow.
They're like, no. You know, so them rate me because they see me, I do the street. And like with this album and the Reveal Rhythm, it's going to come from Jamaica. It was made in Jamaica, produced in Jamaica. Me, I go record it in Jamaica, and I go release in Jamaica.
Wow.
So when me represent for Jamaica now, me's a real person to represent for Jamaica because me's a Jamaican too, and I live there too.
Right.
And then me can't say me now a revolution and stick figure and none of these white boy reggae band that come take Grammy and this and that and take it away.
What was your thought on that when that happened?
Me just a laugh star because listen to me. Me love them youth too, and me know some of them, right? And me give them respect because at the end of the day they're an artist. But when you make money, and them could even say me do it too, but when you make money off of someone else's culture and style and you're not incorporating or employing or involving those people, you have a problem. But if now I employ those people, I involve those people, I work for those people, I'm on the streets with those people, I cook food in these people's houses, we are wash our clothes, we are go a stage show, we and the Gideon together. So the difference with me is when I represent for Jamaica, me I represent for Jamaica.
Right.
And them know say that anybody. So me I go bring back the Grammy them for Jamaica and make it really for Jamaica.
Which artists do you think right now down there can have that kind of strength for bringing? Because here's the thing: we talk about Soulja and we talk about them not being Jamaicans, and I asked somebody this question last week when they were right inside of the studio, right?
Yeah.
Is the riot and so forth about Soulja winning the Grammy really warranted? And I say it from this vantage point: people vex Soulja, 5-6 white boys doing what they do, win the reggae. If it was 6 or 5 black dudes from America, would people still be mad?
You know, that's a good question. And the answer would probably, Jamaicans and real reggae people, yes, they would be mad because it's not coming from yard. It's not coming from where it's supposed to come from.
So does that mean that the Grammys, only people who are supposed to win reggae Grammy categories are supposed to be from yard?
You know, the Grammys are run by Babylon and the Grammys are run by the CM system. And they don't even want to make reggae a category under BMI. They don't even want to make reggae a category under anything in America because they don't recognize reggae in the light and manner which reggae needs to be recognized.
Why is that?
Because they're afraid of our power. They're afraid of us. They don't want to commercialize us. They don't want to promote smoking marijuana. They don't want to promote our culture, period.
But they want to that's in hip-hop, though. Hip-hop and R&B, they talk about that.
Right.
So
and that's what I'm saying. But you have to see, it's almost like reggae. When you hear reggae, you automatically think Jamaica because of Bob. Flat out. So it's almost like the little country of Jamaica are responsible for nothing in the world, and they try to suppress it and keep it down. I want CIA headquarters there, Jamaica, in case none of you ever know. Jamaica, a big thing in our earth,
Of course.
And they just don't want to see ghetto youth succeed, and they don't want to see people that are not in their circle and not in their bloodline and not in their family line succeed. So a lot of the people on the hip-hop rap culture side, they don't have a choice because them already birthright in. That's their tree, and you have to understand what I'm saying by that, but it's a higher level. So them almost have to put them in a one different category because them have one different level of access and rights. And them try to hold the Jamaican people, especially the righteous Jamaican people, down because they know their rights and they have knowledge and they don't bow down to Babylon.
Right.
They're not going to conform to their rules, their regulations, their systems. They're nothing that they put in. So it's
how
almost
important
like
is winning a Grammy to in your eyes? Because this is another conversation that comes up, right? Now remember, the Grammy conversation comes up every year.
Yeah.
And for as long as I've been alive,
Yeah.
there's been uproar and pissed offness every time, and the new word pissed offness when the time the Grammy come around, right? Because it's always whomever wins, and never them we want to win. Even when Shabba win, I never hit on the roof, right? So at the end of the day, because I always feel like when you say to somebody, who you think is going to win the Grammy, really and truly what they're going to tell you is who they want to win. Right. Not necessarily who they think are going to win. No. Whether they recognize it or not. So the question really is this. When it comes to these Grammys, right? How much of it, one, is a numbers thing? And two, how important is it to us? Because if it wasn't that important, we wouldn't be creating an uproar. But then when you talk to somebody, like, well, I graph for them thing. You know
so the Grammys are pure politics and a pure industry and a pure whatever movement they have going on or whoever they're pushing to fulfill their goal at the time. So unless you create an uproar in the general public, in the media, and the general society to push yourself and force yourself in there, that everybody in the world would question you, the Grammys, why you never did, if you have all these millions and billions of people behind this person. So only people like that are going to make it. So when I say I'm going to win a Grammy for this song, I'm going to win a Grammy for this song. Because you know why? That's my intention.
So you're speaking it into being.
I'm speaking it into manifestation, into existence. And it's going to be because that's why I went to get Dean Fraser, Clevie, Basie. Me get people that are that quality. And those people deserve it too. And me deserve it too. Because all of us have put in our work. And a rhythm like that is going to restore what reggae mean and what reggae is and where it came from. And that's our responsibility. To touch on that note, another thing I stress to everybody is we got to bring reggae back.
And what exactly? That's another terminology that came up. When I talk about reggae revolution, revival, all kind of thing. What exactly is meant by bringing reggae back?
When I say we got to restore our name, we got to restore dancehall name, we got to restore reggae name. And I'm taking it back to Garnet Silk, to Dennis Brown, to Peter Tosh, to Bob Marley, to, even Prince. Just even the legends, they go on. Michael Jackson, every one of these people, Bushman, Richie, Lucci. Back in the day, Sizzla, Jahmexi, we got to bring the foundation artist and Barrington and God, the list goes on. They might go kill me if I don't say them. Just like I say, it's the reggae fraternity in its entirety.
Needs to be brought back to the forefront.
Has to step up and work together and bring our music back to what it was. All this new bad breed, bad message stuff that come out and shake your booty and drink this and smoke this, they might contribute to the problem.
Exactly.
They're not providing a solution. And all these, little bad rhythms that's just tick, 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 and dumbass shit that they just sample. And they put it out with auto-tune. I hate auto-tune. I like a little auto-tune, but I like auto-tune.
Right.
Because I feel like if you're an artist, let me hear your voice. Let me hear your raw.
Auto-tune can't be the main artist.
Auto-tune can't make you an artist. It can teach you to sing and it can teach you to level your voice. But auto-tune are shit.
Right.
And everybody artists want to sound like Vibes or sound like Cartel or like this, so them produce same song. And don't get me wrong, we are big people and we come from Jamaica. We like party, we like dance, and that's part of our culture. But at the same time, enough is enough.
Right.
And I tell all my artists who come to me for any type of mentorship, coaching, management, publishing, I say, look, imagine a little boy and a little girl are in front of you. And they're just looking at you like, the God of the earth, and them smiling and them wonder what go do or say next. What are you going to tell them? What are you going to teach them? What are you going to say to do to that next generation? Tell them your pain. Tell them what you went through. Tell them your story. Tell them what not to do. Tell them what to do. You have to teach, because if we don't teach them, we're going to lose them. And that's like Tanya Stevens say, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Absolutely.
And in music, you have a one different responsibility, because when you're putting your voice out to be heard by the world or whoever clicks on it at the time, you indirectly affect their livelihood and you don't even know it. People have saved people's lives with song. People have made people go jump off a bridge with song. People have made people stab, shoot, kill, slice, dice, everything with song. Go put spirulina in a blender with song. Sour sap, a coconut, everything in a song. Sweep in a song.
Which is why we got to take that responsibility, which I see artists trying to shy away from. Wagwan, Bobby Dean, Kojo, Julian, everybody that's logged on right about watching the thing, right? Princess Myra, everybody, Camille, Marilyn. It's one of those. I love what you talk about, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Quality, a word that you dropped earlier, quality. Need the quality music, but then we talk about reggae losing its footing at the top. You also used a phrase earlier when you're talking about music, and you said what kind of music you'd love to see. You talk about early dada, right?
Yeah.
Which means dada no on an early dada, right? Because remember, bear in mind, I'm a huge Kalanji fan.
Yeah.
Up until about Soul Deep.
Yeah.
Right? Up until about Soul Deep. You mentioned even Fantan Moja, right? Where I'm gone with the fire ass, right? So at the end, the Fire King. So at the end of the day, let me ask you this. We talk about the youth and all them things that we are going. How much of the give up is from our leaders, musically speaking? Because what we're talking about right about now as names are the people who were there at the forefront of reggae music, as spearhead the thing. They gave up and did something else. So how much blame we can trap on the young artists then?
And they're foundation artists, and even like with Dada, anytime one of them put out a song that I don't think represent them in the light that it should, they get a phone call from me right away and I say, I want this.
And what's the response?
And what were you thinking? And this and that. And I say, yo, this not good for your brand. And what you mean shake your booty and this and I say, and them say, say, me did just voice a 145 or, say a one you just came from overseas or whatever their excuse is.
There always is one, right?
There's always an excuse. But, an artist or an artist, they're going to do what they want. They're going to make the music. If they're feeling that way at the time, then fine. But what they have to represent is their brand.
Right.
So if they're going to put out something that is contradictory or the opposite of their brand or what they stand for or what their message is, then they have to take that responsibility. And the new youths now, them a come up and them see daddy and granddaddy and mommy and everybody I do the same thing, go a shop and buy poison food and smoke and drink and do this, and it just keep going and going like an Energizer bunny. It keep going and going. So until somebody or one generation or a group of people stand up and say enough is enough, and you teach the youths them, we're going to be in the same place. So all of them know their position, and what I challenge, this is a challenge, by the way, what I challenge the entire reggae fraternity, whether you in dance hall, reggae, R&B, whatever you want to call yourself, I don't even care, producer, dub poet, Mutabaruka, ISIS, any of you DJ, everybody, I challenge the entire reggae fraternity to come together and work together and come up and restore our name and restore the industry.
Is that possible? Have we ever worked together? Has the reggae fraternity ever worked together?
That's why I just said, me challenge it, because I want the UK people, I want the Canada people, I want anybody on the earth who's involved in the reggae business from a high level.
So we're trying to do something new right now, which is unity.
Yeah, from a high level. Whoever has a voice, JCap, Jairia, Irama, anybody who has Jamaica Gleaner, Bobsy Grange, the reggae, the ministry, anybody who's a bigger entity, we need to come together and we need to put a stop to things and stop support play. Even if we have to come together as this and just ban certain music and stop play it, because if it don't come down to that, we're gonna be swimming and in quicksand, and we're never gonna win, because you can't have one thing allowed on one hand and then something on the other. So, yes, some of them songs are okay for dancehall at a time or a place, but it's going to take us all to fix it. And we all have to own up to our responsibility and our rules and regulations with karma, with putting things in the earth, with affecting people's vibrations, their frequencies, everything else. They have to own up and understand what them I do. And them need to put their righteousness out and put their good out and start recording good music.
Right.
And teaching them from their experience.
And that's the mission you're on right now.
Yeah, teach them their pain. What's your story? How'd you get your heart broke? How did you fix it? How did you fall? How did you get up? These are the things that we have to teach the new generation, because right now where we're going, the new generation are going to be SOL. None of them want to work. None of them want to do nothing. Them want to stay at home, make fake money on crypto and this and that, order Uber Eats, order food, call Lyft, call Uber. Nobody want to work. Nobody want to do nothing no more. Them all get lazy.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned brands, and I've had this conversation with many artists, many producers, many people in the industry as far as their brand, right? But we talk about the brand. And for example, some of our favorite artists, or roots and culture, reggae artists, right, had some amazing brands.
Yeah.
Now we see something else. Let me ask you this. Got me ask some of them. Still waiting on the answers. How much of them was the brand not real? Was what you saw from back then just the uniform, just whatever going to get them out there? Because reggae was a big thing in the world, and the khaki and the locks and the job before the name or ras before the name was what was out there. So now they've played it. It's played its course, and they can't hold out no more. And what you're seeing right now is really what they are.
Them get exposed. And also, sometimes you have to remember, like, look at Jack here. Sorry, Mr. Secretary Alcock. I forgot to talk about you, but you know, say I love you. Jack here, pick him up, you know, say I have one different vibe about that man. But look at how he started. David House, you know, Bobo Hill. He was down there on Tavern, up on the hill with the little tires, you know, original David House, you know, Shango. Grew up, did everything, was around everybody. Nobody thought he was going to be nothing, and all of a sudden him something. And him start out very humble. Him start out, you know, singing about journey and Jah and this and thanks and praise, and him continue love songs, this and that. And then look what him get involved in.
Right.
And then, you know, ups and downs, and then him come back. But you see, if you listen to all of his music, him never change. Him only do 2 or 3 songs that I would consider bad breed songs, or songs that don't represent who Jahmexi really is. But you also have to know that Jahmexi didn't write all of his material. Him not write most of his material.
Right. He's somebody,
he has the talent to sing and put it together, and he can write, yes, but all of him hit tune, him never write them. Right. And I know that for a fact, so him can't say nothing. And people are write him tune, you know. But when he put it to life, he have a way to do it in such a sense that it'll hit people and it'll make him blow up big, you know. So
he knows how to deliver.
Yeah, and so imagine somebody in his position now, and him supposed to be a Ras and a John, him represent this and that, and then him come getting these woman cases and this and that, and now I'm with Papa and all these things, you know. And that's not his fault either. It's almost like system I come for him, because you know how he was getting really cocky. Right at the end, before him go to jail just now, him was getting really cocky, and him was out there, and him didn't care, and him say, I'm a Jahmexi, and blah, blah, blah.
But what's the real? The music or the art? Or the man? The man that we see doing the foolishness, or the music that we love? Like, which one of them is real?
The one you see doing the foolishness.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is what it is, you know? Because, I mean, you can see it yourself. Look at all the lives he would post on Instagram of him chilling and cooking fish and him Spanish bridge and these and things. You can't see who people are, especially nowadays. You can see on Instagram, and you can see, Jaja, there goes my phone again. But you can see who people are and what them about and what them do, you know?
Right.
So the whole thing is this, is that karma will catch you. And if you're setting the wrong example and you're using your position in such a manner that you're not supposed to do it, I will come get you. You know, and the whole thing with Papa now, I want bag of foolishness that. And I can say that firsthand because, you know, say, I've been in the industry a long time, and it's a shame that him have to do more of his life in prison and record his next album from prison again.
Right.
But at the same time, he needs to slow down the bridging. He need to come back and think and go back and humble and go back and remember when he made all them tunes and and when him go through certain situations, because when you get that high in the earth, if you don't stay humble and you don't stay to your destined path, you're gonna fall off. And you're gonna get knocked down to nothing, and everything you have are gonna be taken away from you.
Right. So what's going on right now,
yeah,
for lack of a better word, was inevitable.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. And that's with everybody too, you know. And I know we kind of steered off gear a little bit, but like the publishing thing, just to go back to that, you know, this is what I say. Like, people don't know if I'm calling them for a good reason or a bad reason now, because I've gotten so deep into it and I've worked with so many big clients, you know, big clients, you know. I don't just work with little artists. I don't even take every artist that call me, because I can't. I'm too busy. And I devote my time to my veteran artists, the ones that I care about, and I cook with them, and I know their family, I know their kids, and I'm trying to protect their empire. And I'm trying to keep the ones that need to be protected in this industry protected. And those are my main priority, along with myself and my music. But I try to help as many people as I can. You know, I do free consultations. You can go to Jahmexi.com, book an appointment. You know, all of my social media is at Jahmexi. But what makes me good at publishing is because I know legal, and I know contracts, and I know how to read these things. I know how to find the loopholes. I know how to breach them, and I can sue people.
And that's from years of experience working in that field.
Yes. And so with the publishing records now, I just do the simple thing. I go back through your catalog, go through your portfolio, fix everything, do the split sheets, re-register it, redistribute it. If your contracts are up, I send a cease and desist to take them down. We track your money. We find your money. We go back as far as we can. Sometimes it's only 3 years. Sometimes it's to inception, depending on the contract and what happened. But we look at everybody's situation as an individual, and we fix their publishing, and we do it right. You know, it's registered in the world, so you're protected no matter what. And then on the hub of that is the distribution piece, because once I register it, once I have the split sheets, the contracts, then we put it out now to go for sale.
Right.
And we have control of where it goes, the reporting, the accountability, everything's transparent. Whoever's supposed to get paid off the master is going to get paid off the master. We are go into Sound Exchange. We are go claim it. We are go give it to who we need to claim it to. And that's where the artists mess up too, is they think, oh, just because they have BMI or JCAP or PRS or ASCAP, they're good. No, sir. You know, that's only two pieces of your publishing.
Right.
You still have master rights, mechanical rights. You have your distribution, you have master, you have your writer side, you have your artist side, you have your publisher side. Now they came up with MLC, which is the mechanical licensing. You have all of your clicks, your streams, your downloads, your purchases, your YouTubes, your TikToks, your Facebook. You have Audio Mac, you have SoundCloud, you have Spotify, you have every blood clot thing in the earth. And there's so many systems that if you're not signed up together and they're not linked together, you're going to miss your income. Like I said in the beginning of this, you can have up to 8 streams of income just on royalties. And I know how to do that and set it up right so that I get paid, of course, and you get paid.
But that's how the business go. You know what I mean? Everybody got to get paid. And you know what I must ask you too?
Yeah.
How many, because this is where it's at right now. That's where the business is at. And that's what the artists got to know. Artists are familiar, right? If you speak to most artists, they're familiar with some of those income streams, right?
Right.
What they're unfamiliar with is how to tap into those income streams and how to get it. Now, when it comes to, you know,
and how to link it right, and what they need to register with, and how they register the file. See, they can and that's where everybody messes up.
But how many entities are in Jamaica that can provide that service for those people?
Probably none, or maybe 2 or 3, maybe. But the thing about it is remember, JCAP's there, Jam's there. Jaipo's there, but JCAP are one of the biggest thief in our earth. Lydia Rose, all of you, JCAP, McKinsey, all Uno, everybody, all your attorneys, JCAP, you're biggest thief in our earth.
So JCAP, that's supposed to be the system and the source that the artists are relying on. You're saying right about now, it ain't that.
No. And they don't do nothing to help the artists. And you remember Dean McKellar. Dean McKellar was only one of the ones that was out there on the street and working the ground and trying to help the artists get their things registered and all these things. And them come kill him off. So You have to know, say JCap take 30%. If you read their contract, them take 30% right off the top. And plus more for their administration fee.
Wow. Let me ask you this, because you have a lot of experience on the other side of the fence now, which is the media part and the journalism, and you're at these events. You're going to be at Best of the Best.
Yeah.
You're going to have some fest. In July, and you've covered a lot of other events. How lacking are we? Because I had this conversation with somebody the other day, again right here, when it's Olympic time.
Yeah.
We find the money. I almost say we the nation find the money for send media and journalists with the athletes, right? When it comes to Miss Universe, I miss this, I miss that, we can find that, whatever the case may be. How important is it that we do better when it comes to media representation for the reggae music? Because it seems like it's very, very lacking and we don't have any great imagery, any great representation, any great reviews to go out or to come in from this reggae or dancehall music. What's going on in that side?
You know, so with all the media houses in Jamaica, you know, usually media people who attend, you know, we don't get paid. We do it on our own. We support our companies. We big up our companies. You know, most of the big stage shows, they pay their main camera people or their main media people. But most of the radio stations and these and that, sometimes you have to pay them to come. You know, and we don't get paid, but we do it to try to spread the content and try to keep reggae out there. So it would be nice if, like, even BOPSI or the Department of Ministry could put in an entity for media, you know, that specifically focused on covering media events or going to Mona or going to the production program or going to all the, you know, Rastafest, the JMC events, you know, and just having dedicated staff and dedicated crew to be putting Jamaica content out to the world, because a lot goes on behind the scenes in our country, and when I say our country, I talk about Jamaica, that people don't even know, you know, and there's enough talented people in Jamaica, there's enough talented people in our industry. And some of them have got pulled in different directions. Some of them are affiliated with people who they shouldn't be affiliated with. And it's going to be a shakeup. I think it's going to take a shakeup of the entire industry to see who's built for this industry and who's meant to be there. And once that shakeup done, and you sift through all the righteous people and all the dumb people and the thieves, and I say dumb because they have to be dumb to think that they can steal food from someone else and never get caught and the truth never come out. So in reality, you're a dummy. But anyway, you understand? So may I have to say that because that's truth. It is what it is. And that's one thing about me. Me not sugarcoat nothing in our earth. May I go tell you?
Right.
May I go tell you the truth? If you not look good, may I go tell you, hey, you not look good. If me not look good, I'm going to say, Jahmexi, and I look good today. You know? Or, you know, may I just go say the truth because that's just me.
That makes you trip.
and that's the thing too. People either love me or they hate me because they either get me or they don't.
No neutral, no in between.
There's no in between and there's no on the fence because like I'm one of those people that like I know my shit and I've went through the Gideon. I've proved myself. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at as a woman in the reggae business and a respected woman in the reggae business that anybody right now, 3 o'clock in the morning, them can call me. You know, say, Jahmexi, me just log into my TuneCore and what is this? Or can you check my bank account this? Or can you check this? Or hey, me just drop a new tune. Can you do me a split sheet? My work not stop.
Right.
And me, I get to the point where me no business. Anybody can call me anytime because my work nighttime anyway.
Right.
Let me put that too. When I'm there in Miami, I work for corporate Lyft and corporate Uber.
Right.
I'm one of the top 2% of all Uber black premier drivers in Miami.
Wow.
You know how many drivers are in Miami?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
When they sent me those stats, I had to look at it and say, what? So when I say I work for corporate Uber and corporate Lyft, me a driver. So me run taxi from 10 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning. And I run my Lyft Lux and Uber Black and Lyft Black because I have the BMW.
Right.
So me love pull up to people that don't even expect to ride in such a car and them get surprised and I make them happy. Mm-hmm. I even take regular Lyft rides and just surprise people when I show up and they're like, what? And I say, how you doing today? You know, and they're like, wow, thank you. You know, and they're, you know, and I'm a woman who work at nighttime. So you wouldn't imagine how many women I pick up at nighttime and they're like, thank God you're a woman. They're like, this is the first time I felt safe in an Uber.
Wow.
You know, so I do my things for a purpose. And I think Jaja also put me in that too, because I'm in Miami. You know how much links I make, VPs, celebrities. I've driven enough artists. I've driven enough DJ. Big people from Emirates, the Emirates, Arabs come in. Me get all the Babylon people. Me get Department of Defense. Me get all these people, and me make my network.
Right.
And them love my vibe, and them love my energy, and I provide good service.
Right.
You know how hard it is to be a 5-star driver in Miami? No, okay, so not even to say that, but me I run taxi, brethren.
No, I get you. I dig it. I dig it.
Me I deliver food. Me do Instacart. Me do Amazon Flex. Me have Corner Shop. Me have GoPuff. Me have every one of them, because when I'm here, me dep on the hustle to make my money. So why? I can go back to Jamaica and do my music and be over there and live my life and focus on reggae.
Right.
So for 8 years, I've been doing that, living half of my life in here, Miami, and the other half in Jamaica.
Right.
So until me can get myself to a point where I can sustain and build my property over there and start my food and my ganja and grow everything I want, I have to just go back and forth.
The artists who we would see as the people who are bringing in the literal cash, literal money from it, right?
Yeah.
We see the struggles of the artists and the musicians, right? Now the people on the business end of it, not the rippers and the rapers and the gripers, right? The people, you said what you're doing, the business side of it. How sustainable is that?
It's
for reggae music.
It's very sustainable, because even the artists that you see that have big money, them would really have big money if them really know Wagwan.
Right.
And I found cases that I want to go get sick because millions of dollars are just gone.
Wow.
Because they have this thing in publishing where it's the 3-year rule. So on the front end, if your records were never registered or you weren't listed there as a contributor, they put that portion in unclaimed funds, and you have 2 to 3 years max to go back and file a record and say, I want to go back and try to collect the difference. And they put the file in what's called an overlap. So they go into the bank and then they offset the balance to pay the person and correct it. After that 3 years, that money goes into what's called a funnel system. That's how your Drakes, your Rihannas, your big people stay getting paid, because they take all those unclaimed funds at the end of every quarter when they go to distribute, and they pay the top artists on down. So they get money that they don't even work for because it's unclaimed funds. Now, if you have a contract in which they breach their contract, or they say that it's only for 5 years, and then after the 5th year, you're entitled to your full master, well, then you can go back and sue on that, because it's a legal document, and you can only go back to the statute of limitations. So when you put 2 and 2 together, and how nobody used to do split sheets and no documents, and it was just brethren here, and we in the studio and we make a tune, and Ray, like Bob's case, the $1 million lawsuit. You know, everybody think they are brethren, but when that song bust, everybody gonna come out the woodworks. You know, say me play keys on that.
Yep.
You know, say me play bass on that. You know, say me mix that. So if you don't have your paperwork straight, you go in a lawsuit. And this is why I stress the split sheets and contracts and paperwork are the most crucial thing to music. Because even if you're just there having a vibe, and I say this to be a smart ass, because that's how I am. Even if you write it on a piece of toilet paper and everybody there signs it, that's a legal document, and I could use that. Me could go to court right now and use that piece of toilet paper.
Right.
People don't understand.
Contract's a contract.
Split sheets, contracts, agreements, percentages, who owns the master, who doesn't own the master, who gets what, and sign it. And if that song bust, it bust. If it flop, it flop. But at least you have something to stand your ground on. And that way nobody in our earth can come back to you and say nothing later.
Right.
Because I'm going to pull up all my DocuSign and my split sheets with your signature and your ID and say, what case you talk about?
Do it right.
Okay.
Do it right, baby.
Yeah.
Jahmexi, do the thing right. That's the thing. Now, before we get up out of here, Jahmexi, because there are reasons I didn't even realize that 2 hours run off already, but you don't know.
Yeah, man, that's all right. It needs to be done.
It's just vibe. Let me ask you this, right? And I'm asking you this based on a comment I see here, which I totally disagree with, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All right. Reggae.
Yeah.
Grammy.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to this real fast.
Yeah.
should the Reggae Grammy only be awarded to people from Jamaica?
No.
Okay.
I say it should be awarded to somebody that understands reggae music, has studied the foundation, has created their own original work, and has earned it and deserved it. You can be from Spain, you can be from Peru, you can be from America, you can be from Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad. My point is,
true reggae, stay true to the thing.
stay true to the reggae
Honor
and
the
be
culture.
foundation. If you support the foundation and you live and breathe that every day and that comes out in your music and you deserve to win that Grammy, then you deserve to win that Grammy.
That being said, what disqualifies Soulja? Why is it that people are, why the uproar?
You
Because
know-
based on what you're saying right there, they've done all that. I don't see where they haven't paid homage. I've seen the band do their thing for the past 20 years.
You know, they have. And, you know, the point is that they've been so commercialized. And they're being controlled by the powers that be because they got involved with people they shouldn't have got involved with. And because I said the Grammys, the Ramies, whatever you want to call them, blaze fire Panuno, we are going to take it over. But anyway, because of the Grammys and the politics of it, like I said before, and it's not what you do or how you do it, it's who you know. You could have a shit for song and win Best Song of the Year if them want you to.
Right,
If them want you to.
right.
So Soulja and them, they know what they did.
Right.
They know what they gave up and they know what they signed.
Right.
And they know what agreements they made. So it's not that they don't deserve it.
Right.
It's not that they don't have the good music, but they don't represent it as a foundation and they don't represent it in their daily lives and they don't live it and breathe it.
Right.
So I think that's why so many foundation artists and real people that feel like this is my music, this is where it came from. But you have to remember, we all are human beings and we come from the universe and music is a universal language and it operates on frequencies and boundaries. So it's almost like who have it and who don't. But if you're going to use something, use it for their benefit, not for yours.
I love that. And that being said, right, because again, I feel like a lot of things are unjust in terms of the statements that people make. And again, like I said, I'm looking at a comment right now that's saying pretty much that are Jamaicans for winning the Grammy. But here's the thing, which I 100% disagree with. But here's the other
Jamaicans, no, you know what? Jamaicans should have their own category for the Grammy because I think it should be like a Bob Marley category or maybe like maybe a country or something. I think Jamaica should have its own category for the Grammy, and it should
Jamaica,
cover,
country. So
no,
how would
like not necessarily like it should be its own. It should be its own section, and what I mean by that is it should include whatever dance hall, whatever reggae, whatever dubstep, whatever poetry, because you have like Muta and a couple other people. So any music that come out of Jamaica, it could even be R&B or hip hop. It don't matter.
Right.
If it's made in Jamaica, bred in Jamaica, and come from Jamaica, I think they should have a separate category, and it should be just for Jamaica because they're the foundation.
So wouldn't we then now have to have a category for Canada and a category for the UK and a category for this? And
Not really,
because from other genres.
No, because you can have world reggae category, and then you can have a.
No, I'm not talking
foundation.
reggae now, and I'm just talking about if we open that Pandora's box.
For the country.
Yeah, if
no.
we're doing that, then isn't the whole thing now going to be one whole
It would
international debacle?
It would be a can of worms. But here's my thing: you could have, and this is just hearsay, but you could have like, one category for reggae, world reggae, and then you could have one category for, like I said, make it like a Bob Award or like a foundation award where it's something that's bred out of Jamaica because Jamaica is the birthplace of reggae. Nobody in our earth can argue that Jamaica is not the birthplace of reggae.
At this current moment, 2022, what's the quality of music that's coming out of the birthplace? Because at the end of the day,
Shit.
If we're being honest, some of the best quality reggae not coming out of Jamaica right about now.
Listen to me. The stuff that's coming out of Jamaica right now appear garbage, and that's why. And I don't care. Everybody knows say alla uno no say appear garbage. I come out of Jamaica right now, and that's why I say I challenge the entire reggae fraternity and everybody that has any power or any say to restore this, because we got to put foundation reggae back, and we've got to bring good tunes back, and we've got to get these new dancehall artists to understand what dancehall really is and get back to the old vibes. You know how they say everything's a circle, and you know the styles in the 60s and the 70s may fade away, but then they come back again. And we really got to take a step back and go to where it started, and we've got to restore it. We've got to build it. We've got to come together. We've got to bring new school. We've got to flip it, twist it, do whatever we got to do. But we've got to have better music coming out of Jamaica right now.
Now, because here's the thing too, and again, latching on to just a thought and a comment, the premise of, okay, we nationalize, so to speak, right, or internationalize what's going on.
Yes.
The reality of it is this: over the last 10 years, 15 years, how much of it we couldn't have any Grammy winners from Jamaica, because majority of the people who up there don't live in Jamaica anyway.
No.
Yeah, I mean, majority of the artists that's up in them categories and the names and doing whatever the case may be, they're not living in Jamaica. They're trying to present that they do, but they don't, right?
No.
So that means that based on social security number and driver's license, they would be disqualified too.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But see, this is the thing, is everybody want to hurry up and leave yard. And look at me. I want to hurry up and leave here and go to yard.
I love it.
And how much people, you know, like me would give up everything and do everything to go to Jamaica when everybody's trying to get out of Jamaica to come here.
Right, right.
They don't value their country. They don't realize the resources. They don't realize the freedom of life. You know, just the way we operate life over there is completely different from here. When I fly from here one day and fly from there, I start in a one vibe in the morning and I'm in a different dimension by the evening. Yeah. And it's one way of life when you're here, and it's a next way of life when you're there, and it's no happy medium. It's either you do it or you don't, you know?
Right.
If you sit down one day at US, you feel like something wrong or you should be doing something, or bills are run or this, but it's not nothing to stay home one day in Jamaica and sweep up and clean and cook some food and sun your clothes and walk at the river and just, you know, it's nothing over there. But if we did that here, we would feel like we was crazy.
You know, fell off.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just a one different thing. And the bottom line is this: any talented musician that puts out a good song and a good composition should be entitled to win a Grammy, no matter what category they're in. But unfortunately, the people who run the Grammys are never going to do it that way unless we take over.
Yeah, but let me ask you this then. Speaking of that, how much of the past winners are not deserving of it? Because at the end of the day, it's all subjective, right? Because
subjective.
Truth is, the Grammy's going off of Sonics, right?
Yeah.
The Grammy's going off of also, you can't hide this. Anything you vote on is popularity. So if people are voting on stuff to get to the final nominees, it's the names and the recordings that they know, because nobody's listening to 200 albums.
Exactly.
Right? So that part of it you can't help. So
No,
when it gets down to now, the final part of it, I mean, it is politics, but what is not? You know what I mean? If you're voting for prom king and prom queen, it's politics, right?
Yeah.
So you can't get rid of it. But let me ask you this, because I've always felt over the years that reggae don't give room for 2-star. You know, is it just me, or is it when it comes to reggae and dancehall music, it's always just 1 star? It's not like hip hop where you got 10, 15, 20 big stars, right? It's just room for 1 star. Why?
You know, because you know how Jamaica day. You know how we stay. You want to be on top or you're not on top, you know, and you want to beat out everybody else, and you want to say, yeah, the one dancehall king or the queen. But I feel like you should have 2 top, because dancehall and reggae, you have two. You have to, because dancehall are one different genre and reggae are one different genre. So even with that said, you should have 2 winners and you should have 2 categories. And then even if you throw in the Foundation Jamaica Bob Award or maybe the Tribute Award like Irama does, how they give certain awards based on certain criteria. So once the Grammys establish different criteria and they stop base so much on politics and base it on pure raw talent and not who you know or what you signed or what you agreed to, then we'll get somewhere. The people, like to answer your question, the people that have won, they may or may have not deserved it. Right. But They won it at the time for a purpose. And then you got to look at what their purpose was for winning and what happened after. So the truth is there right in front of you. You just got to go look for it. And at the end of the day, again, any of these big companies, BMG, Universal, Warner Brothers, the Grammys, the Oscars, anything you have is controlled by the powers that be.
Right.
And the eight family them. So until all those
your
leaders...
neighborhood in Jamaica, same thing too. The unfortunate, it's like everything's controlled by somebody.
Everybody a puppet and everything controlled. So that's the thing. Until we start as a people, start changing things and coming together and uniting and standing up for our rights. Like Bob say, you got to fight for your rights. Many more are go dead. Many more are go suffer. But we have to do it because the pyramid scheme is set up to fall. And the people that are at the top are going to fall, because if the people underneath come together, there's billions of people in the world. We could start our own empire. We can put in our own government. We can be self-sustained. We don't need them to do nothing. They're just dangling carrots.
Right.
And don't even let me get me started on Biden and them bumbo clap boys. Zin, because them are run pure extortion.
Listen,
We're not even part.
change.
We're not even part of the war, and them raise up the gas prices. And we say, Florida and I have our own pipes right out there, so and we have enough gas. And the people are stupid, and they let them do it because they say, "Oh, we're at war, so the gas goes up." No, sir, them are run extortion.
It's a lot of things that we
Jaja.
and it's from the beginning of time. I'm one of the people who I guess I'm in the minority when I say I don't think dancehall should have its own category. Yeah, I don't. And here's the
Really?
here's the major reason why I can't say that. Right? Let's just be factual. Let's be actual and factual,
this
right?
is interesting. I like.
So this is 2022. We just had the Grammys the other day, right?
Right.
Let's say the Grammys had their own categories.
Yeah.
It's 5 albums that was nominated, right?
Right.
All right. Tell me 5 dancehall albums that would have been nominated. If dancehall had its own category, tell me 5 albums.
There wouldn't be 5.
So we don't have that. So how them gonna have category?
Well, that's the thing, though. It don't even have to be 5 or nothing, because all right, when I say dancehall, all right, let me take a step back. When you say dancehall, you think old school Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Silver Cat, Shabba Ranks, 85 rhythm, Busy Signal,
Vintage Buju.
Vintage, Buju, of course. But then when you say reggae now, you have Garnet Silk, you have Bob Marley, you have Luciano, you have Cocotte, you have Barrington, you have Richie, you have Daddy Beerus, you have, you know what I mean? So it's all reggae, but it's 2 styles. So you have the dance hall, which is geared towards dancing, making people shake their booty and go out and have a good time and hold the vibe and create the sweep and create the Aki dance and the soap and whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
So then you have the righteous tunes where you want to hold a 1 2 2 and hold a skink and vibe and hold your spliff and just vibes and rockers. You know what me I say? So to me, it's always 2 category because you can't lump it.
True. But
And I feel like these type of musicians deserve to be credited for what they do, and these ones need to be credited, because I don't think it's fair to put one of them up against each other.
no, I from that vantage point, I hear what you're saying. But what I'm getting at is this: the volume is not enough to constitute its own thing.
It's not.
And the truth is,
But it should be.
Well, that's not on the Grammys. That's on the people who make the music.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my point to Ala Uno. We have enough talent and enough people in Jamaica and enough artists that need to come back and revamp themselves and revamp their career and come back to the studio. We need to come.
Leave the studio.
And some of you need to leave the studio and pretend like you could start pretending like you know what you're doing. You don't know how to do nothing in the earth, and you sound like pure auto tune and sound like shit, no man. Me, I'll be the first one to tell you shouldn't be up on the mic. You seeing? But anyway, some of Uno need to come out of the studio, and some of Uno who think you're a bad breed, you need to talk about your story. Because I know underneath all that talk, y'all one mama's boy.
Right.
And you went through pain and you got hurt and you went through your story. So instead of using
And that's
that,
more relatable.
stop using that to create ruckus and create violence. Use that to teach the youths, and maybe they're going through the same thing you went through. So sing about your struggle and use your talent and turn it into one different way. Right. Because this is what we need to make the righteous, to make the music more relatable. We restore it, we revive it, we rebrand it, we remake it, and we make it with a message.
Right.
Because if we don't teach the youths, then we're not doing our job. And I go back to what Tanya Stevens said too, because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Yeah, man, a big squeezer called me on the interview. Why go on, brethren?
Yo.
Why go on, squeeze?
Jano.
Yeah, man, I'm still dep on here. You're live dep on here right now, but I threw you
live
call,
and direct
so
together, ladies and
answer.
gentlemen. Live.
Yeah, man, what question?
Tell them forgive 5 minutes. You done it. We're done in 5 minutes.
5
minutes.
5 minutes, yeah, man. YouTube. May I go shot you the link? All right. Yeah, on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Just the same link I'm sending you. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to thank Jahmexi for vibing out with us. Jahmexi, may I ask you this? You see?
Yeah.
May I get 2 questions before, right? That's why I'm taking 5 minutes. We well over time, but guess what? Well worth it.
That's all right.
We have 2 questions for you, right?
Yeah.
We've seen real stars emerge in our reggae and dance all over the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we always see them from inception, from their youth coming up. And, you know, if for me personally, I can always identify from jump, say, you know, something the artist there, right?
Yeah.
And when I say coming up, it doesn't mean they're not an album deep already or 5 years in the game already or whatever the case may be. Them just not reached the pinnacle yet.
Yeah.
Who's got next in your eyes, your ears, your heart? Who's that artist that is poised for superstardom? When I say superstardom, when we come to Jamaica and Jamaican artists, we have a misconception that because you can finagle some views on YouTube, you're a star. And you have the YouTube views, them, and you have the streams them are going, and nobody's ever seen you in the world on a stage before. So we're talking about real things. Sean Paul was a star, is a star, Shaggy a star, Junior Gang a star, Busy a star, Buju a star, that star.
Vegas a star.
Vegas a star. Name Egyptian a star, right? No.
Benito.
No, and we're talking about what a star is, you know. Whether they love the music or not, the man of a star.
Who are the next one?
Who's next?
Jahmexi. Bombo Clad.
Wait a second, Jahmexi got next? Jahmexi got next.
I got next, but no, I true say me got next because when me bust my tune, then me can lay one and them can take it back because that's how me I go need.
Wow. So Jahmexi's up next.
I'm me up next, man.
I love
Zane,
that.
I'm me up next.
I dig it.
Because I'm going to do it because I've been working hard and I deserve it and I'm good at what I do. You know, I hear my voice.
Right.
Imagine when me can sing or when me can come and put a chant on Ray. And I hear it.
Cool now.
All right.
So it's September before we get the tune?
September 5th on my birthday.
Mad.
So, but anyway, but to speak of, all right, so Prophecy. Everybody know Prophecy and the band. Him play, him cover enough people and him backup band, Prophecy, Reggae Life Band. Prophecy, a one good diamond in the rough that hasn't been exposed fully yet. And so him I go come out with some tough, big, bad stuff. And let me say this, on the bad breed side, me have one youth named Papi Kilo. Papi Kilo, them call him the Spanish bass.
Yeah.
So him have a one style that remind you of, you know, and I hate it, and him knows him I hate it, but you know, vibes and
Vibes
you know,
Cartel.
vibes and alkaline and these things, you know, when you hear him,
Same
you think
vein.
six and you think this and that, you know, but the youth have a style and him have a voice and him have knowledge and him have the ability musically to really blossom and do big things in a dance hall side. He just need the proper coaching and developing. And I one of my artists, me manage.
Right.
And me just take over Prophecy thing too. So me I go run Prophecy too.
Okay.
So them too, and not just because they're under me, but you have to remember, my name Jahmexi, and I built my brand over 22 years. So I'm not going to associate nobody with my brand or my name who I don't feel is up to par or on them levels. Just like my producer call me Big Squeeze and Dub Lab and Supercept, and me work with mad people in other business, you know, and Bolby. You know, Bolby a bad producer, but him so quiet behind the scenes. Nobody even know how much stuff him responsible for. You know, Bread Back, all these people, Bad Bull, all these people all over Jamaica. You know, Friends for Real, you know, Mixing Lab, all these places, you know. So me know enough of the upcoming artists because them all link me. You know, Jaruti, you have all of your, you know, Ginger, you have all of, you know, these newer, you know, like when Chronix came out and Protege and who was the other guy, Mortimer. Mortimer, I go be one of them stars.
Mortimer's fire.
He I go be one of them stars, and he already is. But when I say internationally, he I go get there because he have it to get there.
Yeah.
So Jamaica have so much talent, brethren, that is not even exposed or known. I had a drummie that played a stage show, sat up there and played drums for 9 hours straight, backing everybody, and him a lick it, man, from day one to the end.
Right.
Enough talented musician there in Jamaica. You know how much Babylon a musician in Jamaica?
A lot.
I have constable sax players, BSs, I have the police band, you have Gillespie, you have sax, you have everybody. So music run in Jamaica veins. And so when all these little youths now start coming up that are raised in music or production or Stone Love kids or Wayne Lonesome kids or, you know, you have all these little talented people who aren't even known about yet, but them wicked.
Right.
Them know Fruit Loops and them can do Pro Tools and them put 2 and 2 together and run real this easy. Wire and do this. You know, see the brethren who made a DJ thing from the banger phones and him I hook it up and him I play a tune.
Yeah, the talent is without question. So Jahmexi got next. Jahmexi got next is what you're saying.
Next.
So I remember I told you it's 2 questions, right? So that's the first question, right?
Yeah.
So we said who got next? I said Jahmexi got next. Right? so here's the other question.
Yeah.
Of all the dope, the great, the talented artists that have come out and done major, massive, dope, fire, necessary work,
okay,
but have fallen off,
okay,
whether voluntarily or involuntarily, whether from bad decisions or not, which one of them, and I know you could pick a barrage, which one of them you like to say, Jano, just come back now, star. Come back right about now, come do what you're supposed to do. Just which one of them need to pick up back the mantle and come back?
Lord Jaja. We can't just have one. Freddie McGregor. Natural Blacks.
Natural Black. Because Freddie hasn't stopped.
No, but Natural Blacks.
Natural Black.
Where's Natural Blacks been ever since him doing work back in the day? Nowhere.
Well, I mean, I guess that was a uniform too, because he realized what he did, according to you know, what he did and how he came out was a faux. It was a fad. It wasn't real.
It wasn't what it was, right?
So if you want him come back, then you have to go send him back, go create the fad again.
Him have to go to teachings, but he had some talent, you know, and gosh, me can go back. You know what I would really like to see is like I would have liked to see all of the veterans just come back with like a new style. Like Beerus need to come back, Barrington need to come back, Ken Booth, you know, everybody you can think of. Coco T. I want Coco T to come back and shot some stuff. I want Bascom X to come back. I want Jamaican to come. None of these guys ever stop, but I want them to really come back and hit it.
Right.
Because these are good artists, you know, Fambo, you know, Merciless, you remember? You know, like all these people.
That was my DJ.
You know, like even Bounty, even Beanie, you know, Hopeton James, you know, I mean, my list goes on, you know.
But you only get one.
Lord
one?
God.
Uncle One can't fit in the Uber with it. Uncle One can't get in the Uber, right?
What you say?
You already in the front because he said Jahmexi got next.
What you say? You mean that like you're saying an old veteran that need to come back?
No, I when I say old veteran, I mean anything over 10, 15-year-old, like phone artists that had a solid career making solid contributions from the Sizzler era. You could even go back further if you want to, but which one of them artists, the Buju's or whatever the case may be, you feel like, man, you dropped the ball, and for reggae music, for dancehall, for the culture, for Jamaica, I'd really like for you to pick it back up right about now, because I know you're capable of it. Come back on the battlefield, give us vintage Cure or Kalanji or whomever the artist is you're going to choose. I need that vintage guy to come back right about now and start lead the flock again. You only got one seat left in your Uber because groceries are on the seat. You know what I'm saying? So who's that one artist?
Lord, yeah, put me on the spot for real. Give me a minute. I have to really. That's a good, say nobody give me a good question where I'm quiet, And this one a good question. Let me see.
Think about it. Think about it. Because
I win.
I win?
I win.
Yo. I'm amazed just that I win right now, because I remember we all thought, I personally thought I win was gonna be that guy. I'm not telling a lie. If we could get, you're right. If we could get if we could get Iwin back to prominence right about now, contributing the type of music that he was doing, wow, Jahmexi, a lit move that one, the Iwin for real. And I definitely think that's a well warranted. Jano.
Let me tell you why I say I win. My career started booking shows with I win back in the day. One of my first show that Jahmexi Productions set up was when I win was on tour. And I did book I win, and that was back when it was Book of Love, and he was hot and fire and lava and all these things,
Yeah.
And he was up on tour, and he was fire all over the place. And that man can perform like no other. When him come live, he sound just like him in the studio.
Yeah.
Him cut dubs, he sound just like him a sing a 45. That man is a one unique man, both in a Jaja world, spiritual world, and a reggae world, and him operate under him own principles like me, and him operate under Selassie principles and under spiritual principles. So, like earlier when I mentioned him, if the man not ready to touch the stage, I'm not going to touch the stage.
Right.
So him are going to one different place. And, say during COVID, a lot of these artists kind of had time to reflect and go in the studio. And you're going to be amazed how much new music is going to come out this year and next year, because while everybody was locked up in COVID, they were recording music.
Right.
And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. So you're going to be surprised. You're going to hear a lot of the old names I mentioned come out and drop new albums. Even the women, Tanya work on something. Everybody I work on something. So Iwin just started going out touring again.
Right.
And him have music for days, Him come like Tupac when it come to this. Him have music that just sit down and put down that him never put out. So when Iwin really get his mind right and him ready to come back and really ready to take it by storm and focus, Iwin is who I would really, really love with all of my heart to see to come back on the scene and do what he used to do and fire up the crowd and send the message that him send and burn love upon on who him need to burn love upon.
Cool, no man.
So Iwin.
Iwin, ladies and gentlemen. Big bad.
Not nice records. Top choice records,
Iwin.
Hey, watch on a Portmore.
Lava.
Some boy you glorify badness as if badness is something good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, watch on a not nice.
we have our time, but trust me, it's a vibe. Erica.
Badness some boy you pre and can't afford tea, much less lawyer fee. Some say them
Iwin.
Jahmexi, I want to say first of all, big respect and thanks for passing through the program. All right.
Yeah, man.
Sorry for the internet snafus, but I'm recording it, so we'll get to put up the recording, right?
Yeah, we put up the recording and playback. And I just want to touch lastly on the legal piece.
Yep.
So anybody who want to fix their credit, get their credit together, form their business, register themselves as a writer, register themselves as a label. Any of the veteran artists or anybody who have contracts that they want me to look at, if they just want to know the process, what systems are available, if they want somebody to be sued for copyright infringement or anything that they have legal, this is what I do too. I'm not a certified attorney, meaning I didn't renew my license, but me is an attorney for Jaja. And I know my thing. And me know me can do bigger and better things than any of the attorneys out there on the earth. I'm in case law, I study everything and I know it. So that makes me different. So not only am I a singer, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a musician. I can break beats down in my head to where I can hear just the or the boom, 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 whatever I want to do. I can hear underlaying compositions within other compositions. I think we mentioned earlier, I know so much lyrics, I feel like I'm an encyclopedia. So when it comes to music of all genres, me know music. And now you put on the publishing piece, the distribution piece, the registrations, making sure everybody linked behind the scenes, the YouTube, the copyright, the content ID. I know how to put it all together. So if anybody have any questions, all of my social media is just at Jahmexi. Any platform in the earth, at Jahmexi. Even my website, jahmexi.com. That's my name, my brand, my trademark. I own it. I live it. I breathe it. My empire is Jahmexi's Heart of Love Empire.
And it's Jahmexi for those.
That is right. Jah is within me. X marks the spot in I. Jahmexi. I'm here to do Jah works. I'm here to do truth, righteousness, spread light, spread love, expose the people who need to expose, make the truth come out. Now, Jah, take back the food from the people's pockets who it never should have been there in the first place and restore order to the music business. Mad. So that I'm here to do. Mad. So you can link me. Me not say me go take you on as a client because, you know, say me busy, but say you come to me and me know you and you're my brethren and you need help and you have money, holla at me. But you have to have money start because, you know, say, Jahmexi I run upon money because I can't do my thing. And I can't help all the uno if I can't help myself. With that being said, if you guys want to support the movement, Cash App at Jahmexi.
Mad.
PayPal at Jahmexi Media. Anything at Jahmexi. Send me something now. If you want free advice, send me something now because me give you $1 million worth of advice for free 99. Zin, so you have to support me because I true me feed the hungry. Me help people every day on the earth. Even though me drive a one big bad beamer, me still stop and say hello. If someone come up to my window, even if me have a quarter, me give it. And even if me had the last shirt on my back, me would I give it because I've been there. And I'll say this right now. The only reason I decided to step up and put my life in danger to fight for this industry, hear that again. I stepped up to put my life in danger to fight for this industry, to restore order and truth. Because these people have deep pockets. They don't take nothing to say, here's $100,000, go kill off Jahmexi or go poison her. It now go work, star, because I'm covered by an energy. Man. And Jaja got me to do what I do. And when I realized I didn't have to give in to that fear, I run into the fire ready to sacrifice myself for all of uno. And that's where the difference is. I'm ready to die anytime because I know what my purpose is. I know who I am and I know what I was sent here to do. And I will go out in the blazing fire. Cool, fighting man. For truth and righteousness in a music because I want it to be restored to what it was originally. And I want the records of reggae legends to be fixed. And I want their empires, I want their families, I want their kids to be able to eat and have a living off of what their daddy or mommy created. Right. And I want the people who contributed to all these legendary compositions to have their credit where credit's due. And I want the people who are thieves and liars and stealers and the big bad companies who write these contracts to take advantage of the artists, I want them to be exposed. And I want them to go down because they should have never did that in the first place. And they know it. So they can get mad at me, cuss me, say something bad about me all they want. Everybody know I'm doing the truth. Everybody know I'm doing righteousness to the best of my ability. I'm not righteous because none of us are. But I operate from my heart. And I do things on good faith, good works, and I keep it legal by the books. Ask me how many of my clients right now cuss me because they have to do this and that. Jahmexi, can I just no? If me not have my paperwork to start, you not go register nothing, them, and I go drop nothing on DistroKid, and you not get no iTunes link, brethren. So
I love it.
you have to follow order to restore order, and you gotta take back from the people's pockets who have the money that it should have never been there to bombo clot. And I have to say that because I'm righteous and I have a passion about that. And I love my job because every day I go through the records, I find more and more and more. And it come like your investigator, and the whole can of worms are pop, 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 pop. And people you wouldn't even think of, a thief, brethren.
It's the industry. It's been going on for the longest, and we gotta fix it.
Me I say, watch out, cause me I come for you. Jahmexi, flexi, sexy, dexy, rexy, Jahmexi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our time to get up out of here. I want to thank y'all so much for rocking with us. It is indeed Jahmexi. We got people listening in on radio right now, Raw Zion Hannes Radio, Real Vibes Live. Those people listening on Homegrown with Gcole.com.
And Jahmexi.
And Jahmexi, folks. all the people up on Jahmexi IG. Listen, man. Again, in a minute or two,
Big it up.
we're going to be off, so you can go back on YouTube and watch over the whole thing. I mean, skip past the first couple of minutes when it's about fun, whatever the case may be, because the internet, but trust me, when I say the thing fire, it's a vibe. Jahmexi,
Yeah,
thanks
man.
again.
Yeah, man, big up.
Appreciate it.
At Jahmexi, all social media.
And there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has indeed been a pleasure. Remember, the podcast Homegrown with Gcole is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're there. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out Homegrown with Gcole.com to see all things homegrown. And remember, this interview is available on YouTube so you can watch live. Be safe, be kind, be good to each other. My name is Gcole, and this is Homegrown.
Nakikinika sa música, Homegrown with Gcole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con Gcole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with Gcole.
You're listening to Homegrown with Gcole.
Remember, all the music played here on the podcast Homegrown with Gcole is available on iTunes, Spotify, and all your digital retailers. Please support the artist.